Alright, guys, today we are talking about 13 Assassins. Yes, 13 Assassins, not to be confused with the 1963 13 Assassins. This is the 2010 samurai film directed by Takashi Miike, and it's kind of like a remake in the sense. Now, if you're not familiar with the 13 Assassins, the original film or anything, basically takes place in the Edo period, where 13 samurai, or assassins as you want to call them, plot to try and assassinate a leader of some sort. Now, it's been a while since I saw the original, but let's just go over the plot for you guys. It takes place in around 1844, I believe. Again, like I said, the Edo period. And there is a shogunate's son. I think his name was Naritsugu, and he's basically the kind of like an adopted son of the shogun of that era, and he basically is terrible. He's torturing people, murdering people, wiping out, doing whatever he wants, killing people. It's very what they show in the film is just incredibly sadistic and terrible. And it's a shame because a lot of the traditional samurai are still following him. And this leads to a couple rebellions and things to happen. And the leader of one of the clans once comes up with a plan to try and assassinate him before he can escape back to his country, I guess, the Akashi country. And so right now he's in Edo, and he's trying to leave to go back home, so that's their only time to strike. So basically, he assembles a group of samurai and misfits. Well, not really misfits, they are samurai, but there's one misfit, and I'll get to him later. So they assemble a group of 12 samurai to go and come up with a plan to try and assassinate him. So they plan to do a couple things. They try to divert his route so that he has to take an alternate path. They also plan to take over a small town, to set up traps and take out his men. And originally they think he only has like 70 or so men, but what turns out is he actually has like over 200 men with him. So it's a huge task. And like I said, there's 13 of them. The 13th guy joins a little bit later. He's not really a samurai, but he's pretty funny, offers a little comedy and stuff during the movie, and kind of lightens up everything. Now, the halfway into the movie is when the main fight takes place, and this is where the movie definitely gains ground and will hold your attention. Now, it's a 2-hour film, and like I said, the first hour is just, setting up the plot and stuff and kind of getting to the plan. The second half of the film is all action, and when I say all action, I mean like Titanic all action, like where the first half is a little bit boring, but the second half is just non-stop stuff, and it is crazy. There's traps, there's huge amounts of fights, just people all over the place, traps, like I said, fire, arrows, boulders, wood, you name it, it's there. It's insane. And I do remember watching the original film, but this film, I think, cranks it up to 11. And I'm not going to spoil anything. You could probably guess what happens at the end, but it does have a happy ending, I guess. Well, you know what I mean. But okay, whatever. Forget I said that. So let's just go over the review score. So the story, I have to give a solid 8. I really dig the story. Again, the first half was kind of like setting everything up, and I was okay with that. You get to meet a lot of the characters. A lot of the samurai are have their own personalities and stuff. They don't really go too in depth with like over half of them. They're just kind of like in the background, but the half that we do get to meet and know, we kind of, it's less about the samurai and more about what they're fighting for, I guess. So I have to give an 8. The music, also very solid performance. I'm giving it an 8 as well. The music was top-notch quality for a film based in 2010. Everything was amazing. I don't really have anything to nitpick about it at all. The effects, I have to give a 9 out of. Now, a lot of the effects were done with like pyrotechnic stuff. There were explosives and things, and different traps that the samurai led, and tons of like blood and stuff. So if you like all that stuff, it's there. The fighting is also, I have to give a 9. It's not a 10 worthy because that's really hard to get, but a 9 I believe is super impressive anyway. And again, half of the movie is devoted purely for fighting. So if you love just nonstop sword fights and 13 versus 200, it's there, and it's freaking amazing. There isn't anything like crazy boss fight type things or crazy weapons and stuff being wielded. This is all like pretty historical, so you won't see any of that. But as far as like traditional fights and stuff and just crazy numbers of people, it's there. So that gives us an overall score of a 9, and I mean it when I say that this film definitely deserves the 9. I don't remember. I probably will watch the original one again and review it on here. But as far as I'm concerned, this one takes the cake, and it was amazing in my honest opinion. And if you have to watch any of these 13 Assassins or 13 Warriors or 7 Samurai or, there's a ton of these movies. They're all basically the same type of concept, just done with different time periods or people. This one you should definitely watch. I would suggest it, and go check it out as soon as possible.